Okay, so give me 5 minutes and let me tell you why you're not staying in the state that you prefer for as long as you want to stay there to reap the benefits of. So it's what I call breaching the buffer. Once you breach the buffer, that gray gap of negative beliefs between you and where you want to be, or who you really are, your realized self, and you, that gap, I'm calling it the buffer. Some people get there a little bit, right? And then they get there, they get there, and they're there, but ooh. So do you want to get there and stay there? Well, it takes attention, it takes focus, right? And it's not difficult. Actually, the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more unbelievably easy it gets. And not only does it just get easy, you get backed up by things that just reinforce what you're doing. So it actually does get easier. So the key to breaching that buffer when you get over here and staying there is the primary element in getting there too. Unbroken attention. My inner being says that to me all the time. Unbroken attention, Daniel. What is unbroken attention? Unbroken attention is when you give your focus in a non-resisted way on any subject, but preferably things that interest you and things that you're passionate about and things that you want to move forward with in life, things that are germane to this relevant version of yourself on the other side. So I've made a couple videos on the buffer. This one I want to focus on the primary reason why you're not breaching the buffer, which is what I'm calling unbroken attention. Because we're split, friends, we are split. Our attention is being called from every angle, nook and cranny imaginable within our lives. So ask yourself this, are you one who's going to let attention be called and you look, like a parent, look over here, come here, come here, come here, look over here, look over here, look over here, go there, you didn't go there, go there, look here, look at this, think this, look at that, don't look, don't go, don't think, don't go, think, go, think, go, think. This is why meditation is the best practice to get you anywhere, right? Because in meditation, you practice cultivating attention. And when you cultivate attention, then you can give it and you're not interrupted as you give it. But if you try to give attention without cultivating it, it's like, how long does it last? Not very long. Not very long at all, right? So, unbroken attention. That's the reason. That's the reason you're not breaching the buffer and going from where you are to the embodiment of who you really are. That's self-realization. That's why you're not staying in the state you prefer. That's why you're not staying in the state you prefer long enough to start taking actions and getting manifestations from that state, right? I call it streaking. I don't mean like running down the street naked. I mean like streaking, like I'm on a streak, like a winning streak, right? So the synchronicities, I'm streaking. I notice it, I acknowledge it whenever I see it. And it happens to me all the time. And I'm giving unbroken attention so that I have the momentum build up so that I can call it out. And when I see it, call it out when I see it. So just remember that. There's no big thing. There's no deep thing. There's no hard work, right? It literally is a matter of where do you want to be and how much are you willing to break your attention from it? Or are you not willing to break your attention? And I'll tell you, the ones that get where they want to be and stay there, they're focused there. They're focused there, right? Not the ones that maybe are propped up there. Like, we know those ones. But I'm telling you, with focused attention, no one can pop you out. You can't pop yourself out, right? Because you've chosen to go from where you are to who you want to be. So unbroken attention. Unbroken attention. Put your phone down. Relax. Right? Go sit in a coffee shop and just don't open anything. Just sit there and drink a coffee, drink a tea. Chill, watch people, think your thoughts. Watch what thoughts come. Spend time with yourself. Know thyself. Chill out. Relax. Let thoughts come, let thoughts go. Pick thoughts. Pick thoughts, let them come, let them go. Think thoughts. Think thoughts that feel good. Think broad thoughts, general thoughts. Think thoughts that let energy flow. Energy flow is the game. That's the name of the game. Flow the energy with the good thoughts that feel good. Then when you get flow going, that's the fire you needed to start the whole inferno. So, yeah, just a little short video. I've talked about the buffer, and now this is the primary reason why, I promise you, the primary reason why you're not breaching the buffer and staying there. You're just getting distracted. As a method actor, I know all about that distraction. I know all about how important unbroken attention is. But everyone wants to highlight the reasons of why they can't give attention, as opposed to stating the reasons why they want to give unbroken attention. Unbroken attention, bro? It's like when a rocket ship, goes to the moon or goes into space. The rocket ship launches. It's not like going a jigsaw maze to get up in space. It's just going up. But there's a lot of resistance in going up. So it needs unbroken momentum, unbroken attention in order to do that. And once it breaches the atmosphere of the Earth, the resistance is primarily gone. That's breaching the buffer, right? And then it takes almost no effort at all to go where you want, to direct where you want, what you want. So, but in order to breach the buffer, you need that unbroken attention. You need that rocket ship to go up. You need enough fuel. You need to be focused. So it's not difficult. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's easy. It's fun. It can be as general as you want. And if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. And I do it all the time. It's a taste. I have a taste for unbroken attention because I know the thoughts that come, like when momentum ensues, the thoughts get bigger, they get clearer, they get juicier, they get funnier, they get more relevant. They just get better. So because I know that, I'm willing to put in the unbroken attention. But unless you do, you don't know that and you won't do it for very long anyway. Minor Being says, the state that you long to live in, but don't often live in for long, because we're preset to that old way. The old beliefs are self-reinforcing. The new beliefs are also self-reinforcing, but there's this buffer between you that I'm saying, just chill out. There's a buffer. Hello. You're going to transform your body. There's a buffer. Hello. You're going to make a boatload of money and change your life in the next year. There's a buffer, right? Recognize the buffer, respect the buffer, and understand what it takes to get through the buffer so that you're not just a little in and then you get rebuffed, right? You got to make it through. And then even when you're there, you have to stay there for a little while before those new beliefs become so self-reinforcing that it's just unlikely that you're going to go back to, the negative beliefs of who you're not. So I hope this made sense. My morning coffee. I got to go to work. I have a job. But if you'd like to work with me, you can check the link in the description. Schedule a compatibility call and see if we're on the same wave here and want to work together. Because I love helping people develop, cultivate unbroken attention and breach the buffer into their 2.0 self. And literally just, the analogy Minor Being shows me is when, like if you have a concierge in the sky who you're playing pool and the pool table just gets tilted and all the balls go into the pocket, and you win. That's the type of leverage that happens. So But I'm not a therapist. I'm not here to motivate you to do that. If you already care enough that nothing's going to stop you from doing it, then I'm someone that would be beneficial to team up with, because, you know, in that way I'm a coach. I'm your cheerleader. I'm your inner being reflected. Okay, so unbroken attention, remember that. Over here, breach the buffer. You just got to keep going. Most people don't keep going. You got to make it easy. You got to make it general. And you got to remember what you're in it for. Okay? So have a great day. And I will see you in the next one.